Hey folks, man, this is Monk, and we are back with another episode of Classics of Cinmematics, and I'm joined as always my co-host. We got Bobby Blockbuster.
Yo.
Today the hitter once again. This is a classic film by Martin Scorsese, and we're going to be talking about Taxi Driver from 1976. In this film, we have a character who's suffering from insomnia. He's the disturbed loner Travis Bickle, and he takes a job as a New York City cabbie. And he's haunting the streets nightly, growing increasingly detached from reality as he dreams of cleaning up the filthy city. When Travis meets pretty campaign worker Betsy, he becomes obsessed with the idea of saving the world, first plotting to assassinate a presidential candidate, then directing his attentions toward rescuing 12-year-old prostitute Iris. And I didn't know she was 12. I thought she was at least 14.
Right.
Damn.
Yeah. And so, you know, it's crazy because Jodie Foster was actually 12 when they recorded this.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
So this is directed by Martin Scorsese. It came out February 8th, 1976. And our cast includes Robert De Niro as Travis Bickle. We also get Jodie Foster playing the young Iris. Harvey Keitel is in this. Cybill Shepherd. Albert Brooks. Peter Boyle is the wizard. Wizard man was out here. He had some bars.
Yeah, he did.
Diane Abbott plays the concession girl in this film. We also get Richard Higgs, Leonard Harris, Victor Argo also pops up in this. He was the store owner, and there's a bunch of other characters, man. A lot of them have smaller pop up roles in here. But that's mainly it, man. So what do you want to start with first, man?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Are
this is early, man. I'm slow.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna just we already talked about this cast. I mean, we might as well just start with that. I mean, this is an all-star cast. And, all-star characters, you know what I'm saying? And when you have an all-star cast, it produces championship results. You know what I'm saying? This is like the 95, 96 Bulls. Yeah. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? You got Phil Jackson is Scorsese, and then, Jordan would be De Niro, and, moving, go down the line. You know what I mean?
When did Mean Streets come out? Was that like a couple years before this? Because I feel like, he's starting to do his thing where he's reusing some actors that he's already working with Keitel's character.
I want to say that Mean Streets came out before this, but I don't know. But that was definitely the De Niro Keitel collaboration as well. But the thing about this, when you look into like the main character Bickle, it's like they do such a great job at making him be what he is, this isolated loner with these grand ideas for change and this want to be wanted, to be needed, to make a difference in the world. But he doesn't have a clue how to go about doing that. You know what I mean?
And the ways that would be healthy to do it, he doesn't care about.
No.
Like it's almost like he wants to be a rebel, but he also wants to be involved with the greater society, because I think one of the things with this character, he's really lonely.
He really is.
To connect with people, and he's socially awkward.
Yes.
He can't even hold conversations with his co-workers.
Yes.
And it just
he is God's lonely man. You know what I mean? And then I love what you get when he meets 88% of this movie just revolves around Bickle. But they do a great job at giving us these other characters, and in a small period of time they really develop them. Like what we get from Iris, you know what I'm saying? You're really concerned for this young, pretty much prostitute, like she seems like.
I don't know if I was. It is disturbing to know that was going on, but I think his infatuation with it is also a little bit weird. You know what I'm saying? But I felt more disturbed about her interacting with him than her being on the street, to be honest.
The thing is that he took that opportunity to try. He wanted to save her. You know what I'm saying? He never laid down any sexual innuendos. When he actually did go up to Sport, which is Harvey Keitel's character, which that is another. Harvey Keitel killed it at that role. You know what I'm saying? And they actually expanded that role for him.
Like, Iris, I feel like it's messed up, but there's probably 1,000 Irises out there right now.
There is.
But he just fixated on her for some reason,
But you know what? Of the 1,000 Irises there are in the world, there's probably not a Bickle trying to save them. You see what I'm saying? Like it's just these dirty people that are trying to take advantage of an opportunity.
It's weird because like he's so alienated everything. Like even no part of the world he could see himself fitting in. It's an evil world. And if he really wanted to make a difference, he probably should have got into politics or got the kind of job that would allow him to probably try to clean up the streets a little bit. But he's so gone, he doesn't want anything to do with it.
It seems like in his mind, he didn't want to get into politics. He wanted to take out the politician.
Yeah,
that makes no sense.
Yeah, he's a nut. He's
just crazy.
But another dude I want to point out too, man. I love Wizard, Peter Boyle's Wizard. Great. I feel like he's this one guy. He's a nut too in a different way.
Yes.
But his nuttiness is also not really bothering nobody. He's like, I love that part where he talks about, or what you do, and he's like, well, I'm just gonna be this cab driver, and I'm good. I'm cool with that. This is my life, and I think with Bickle too, I get the sense that he wants to do something great, and he says it. I want to do something meaningful, even when he's spazzing. And basically, I think he was really just on the verge of saying, I want to hurt somebody. I want to go and do something. When he's talking to the Wizard, and Wizard kind of like not really even sure what he's talking about, but he's like, look, man, just.
He's like, you're all right, man. Yeah. It's all right. You'll be okay.
Yeah, go out and have some fun.
Yeah, man. Go get, go get some action.
We're not dealing with mental health well in this era or anything, or even acknowledging in it. And Peter's just like, man, go relax, bro. Go
take a load off.
Yeah,
you know what? On that note, you know what I'm saying? I have to talk about the character we get from Albert Brooks. He is probably in this whole crazy film. He's like the one sense of normalcy that we get. He's just a regular dude that trying to run this campaign for this politician. He's your average everyday boss, quirky, has a little bit of comedic value, but not really that funny. You can tell he's probably digging on Betsy just as much as Bickle was, but he just didn't have the heart to actually say something to her. And it's funny because Albert Brooks said that Paul Schrader, who actually wrote the screenplay, told him that he appreciated what Albert Brooks brought to this character because that was the only character that he really didn't know when he wrote this. And Brooks was like, "You mean to tell me the average everyday working nobody is the only person you ain't relate to? You relate to Bickle though? You about to mohawk out, bro?"
I think Bickle's not so much a person, but an idea, that just it works in maybe in your mind, but when you see it in action, then you get what this movie is depicting us, man. But
this is true.
Another aspect about this thing that I really do like is just the atmosphere, the tone, and it's a combination of the cinematography, the music, and all that. Like I think I texted you last night when I was started rewatching. It's like, dude, that opening shot when that cab comes out of the fog and like this New York, this is probably, man. I just watched another movie mentioned shortly, but this film looks like New York. When I think of New York, I think about the images of this film of him driving around through the city, what we see in that Times Square, and the other film that I think gives us a really good look at New York, but in a different way. It's The Professional. That was different because it's mostly daytime scenes that we're seeing the city, and it's crazy that it's like a French director that did this, but to make that city look like it is, it's a character in itself, man.
Right.
You watch this film and you're looking at New York City in the 70s and just the attitude, the danger, this lurking, the
grit, the grime. I mean, they actually even said all of the quote unquote the filth, the trash and everything that was going on. In that area, the trash company was actually on strike, so all that was really happening. And you're right. This gives you that full on feel of New York nightlife. With the steam coming out of the sewage and all of the people and the lights and everything. And also, not just do we get a great setting of New York, but then we get this taxi cab. You know, it almost like, remember HBO Taxi Cab Confessions?
Yeah.
This, like, I could see where they probably got that idea from this. I mean, because De Niro is actually, you know, he spends a lot of time in that cab, you know what I mean? And, you know, shout out to him for actually the legwork he put in. You know, they said that he actually got his cabbie license and was driving around as a New York taxi cab to really kind of embody this role. And, you know, I like how, you know, when we do get those scenes in the cab, you know, like the camera's pointed, like, you know, it only shows him looking through the rear view, and you get that view of the back seat. And like you said, I mean, this makes the cab almost a character in itself as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's crazy, man. Like, you even see, like, just like the interactions, you know, he's hitting certain blocks and it's like, I'm dropping this dude off, but I ain't stopping. You know what I'm saying? They're like the kids, they're throwing stuff at his car, or the water sprays and he knows it's coming, so he rolls the window up. Just little takes like this guy's in the streets, man. He's like I feel like this is the perfect job for him. You know, if he didn't have this mental issues that are clearly going on, this obsessiveness, then he'd probably be fine, man. He'd probably go down as one of the legends of cab driving. Well, but, you know and to your point, you know, I love the dialogue in this movie. You know, to take out the racist comments and that, gonna get it, man.
You know, Scorsese, he's always, you know, he's famous for that. So, you know, you expect that in this film. That to me, miss me with that stuff. But the way that De Niro narrates this film, it's like it's almost like it's diary entries. You know what I mean?
Was this the first one with the narration?
I believe so.
I got to look at when did Raging Bull come out, because I think there's some of that in there too.
I want to say I think Raging Bull came out after.
Yeah, it did. So this might be the first one where he employed that.
And the fact that like De Niro, the way that Bickle is narrating this film via De Niro, it's like I said, it's diary entries. You know what I'm saying? And it starts off just so raw, like he's like talking about this rain that's going to clean out the dirt. I mean, what it does is it gives you a first class seat into the mind of a madman. You know what I mean? And then he's, you know, through this narration, he's in his own way justifying his actions and what we're seeing him do on screen, but it makes sense to him.
Some of it does sound poetic, man. Like I remember when I was making beats back in the day, and I sampled "Someday a Real Rain's Gonna Come and Wash All This Filth Off," and it sounds like a guy that has really good intentions. You know, when we first meet him, but then later on, you see that his intentions are warped in a way. We all think that things could be better, but he gets like in his head about it, and it consumes him to the point where I think that's another really good thing with this character is the transformation.
Yes,
you know, when we see that, when my man just leans in, or
even you know what I really like is, like I said, when he first sees Betsy. I mean, when he's writing down that narration, I mean, you would think that he just saw an angel fall out from heaven.
Yeah, she all right. I mean,
but he was like, they can't touch her. You know what I mean? It's like
she's floating above
she is just on this cloud above everyone else.
He almost had the cheeks, and he messed that up.
He messed that all the way up, because I know he was in there, dude. Like it's like you picked the wrong movie, bro.
Was out in '76. He could have took her to see a way different movie.
Man, you on New York? Take it to a musical or something on Broadway, dog. Like you're a cabbie. You know the spots. I know you know more than just the no theater.
Disconnected he is from the world, because he doesn't eat. Other than the co-workers who's awkward with, and that's it. He don't talk to his neighbors. There's no one. He don't got no friends.
Yes,
like that's crazy.
But you know, the one thing that I love about this also is, with this character building in Bickle, it's like he's such a despisable human being. He's an unlikable person, but he goes from that to ultimately being a hero at the end.
That's the weird part of me. So let's get to this ending theme, man. So essentially, one of the best transformations, like he goes radical, bro. He starts working out, getting his guns ready, and he actually makes a dry run on this counselor or the guy that's running for president.
I think he's vice. He was like the governor, and then he's gonna run for president. Yeah.
So it makes a dry run there. That doesn't work out. He chickens out, and then he goes and meets Iris, and then he goes to try to save her, and that's when dude, the violence here was crazy to me. Like,
you know,
that looked amazing. Like I mean, I hate to like say it like that, but like to show this in a way where violence looked dangerous. It didn't look fun. It didn't look.
They actually, you know, for starters, okay, the makeup effects and stuff. You know, I thought that he actually shaved his head. He wasn't. That was a bald cap, and the dude, yeah. So you know, they did that.
It's hard to do that in real life movies because a lot of movies are shot out of sequence. So if I shave my head at this stage of production,
that's why they said they couldn't do it.
Need to go shoot another scene later.
But they said that like him doing that was actually a well-known thing that soldiers would do, especially like in Vietnam time, before they would like just kind of run into somewhere not knowing if they're going to make it back out. They wanted to do something radical, so a mohawk would be that kind of thing. And you know, before he went and made that attempt, he had the diner scene with Iris, and he's telling her, he's like, yo, you need to go back to your family. I will give you money to go do that. And then he writes her that letter. He's like, look, I'll be dead by this point. So he already had intentions of doing something extreme and not making it out. But then when that doesn't work, you see he instantly like failed attempt on president assassination. So you know what, plan B, I'm gonna go kill Harvey Keitel the pimp. You know what I mean? And like you said, it's so violent and it's so extreme. But if you notice the color distortion, Scorsese had to do that because the censorship board would not allow him. They were like, no, you have to. This film was supposed to have an X rating because of that. I can understand
you know what I'm saying? At the time, this is real graphic, dude. That was
the only way for him to get that scene through the censorship board was by distorting the color, and
it didn't work.
It still looked grimy. But you know what? He conversated with his homeboy Steven Spielberg, and he asked Mr. Spielberg, was like, yo, like they want me to take this out, and he was like, you can't do that. This is the climax of the movie. This makes this all worthwhile. You cannot shave this.
Yeah. That's the only thing I do have a problem with in this film, though, is after that, then we get that scene where it's like you said, then he becomes a hero.
He's a hero.
I'm like, this dude is a nut. He shouldn't be on the street. Like he killed Harvey Keitel in cold blood. Like that's
he did.
Up.
My man was like, yo, what's up with Iris? What's up with Iris?
Like you knew this guy's pimping this young girl. You could have called the cops. Well, he said the cops don't care. Which was my point I was trying to make earlier. There's 1,000 irises running around Times Square at this time, so I mean it's messed up, but it is what it is. But he fixated on her for some reason. And in a way, I get the sense that he wanted her for himself, man. Because there's that one scene where he goes up and she's like, "You want to make it or not?" And he walks away and he touches her cheek all tenderly. I'm like,
he's like, this is kind of, but he didn't want to. He was
creepy.
He was trying to,
But that cheek touch was, to me,
it was.
It's like that thin line.
But you know what was creepier was the dance with Harvey Keitel.
Yeah, it's that thin line that we get in Leon the Professional. It's like and like
there's definitely
get to that film eventually. But
we will. But it's that underlying okay.
It's like
are we swimming in the deep end, or are you trying to swim in the kiddie pool? Stand 8 feet if you're an adult.
But here, I'll bring it back around. My issue with that is it makes him a hero because then
her parents write a letter.
Here's the thing where I was trying to figure out last night, that ending, I don't know if that was in his head or if that was real.
No, it was real.
I don't know. We see the car and even
dude,
Betsy shows up in the mirror at the end. Like,
he put up the letter that Iris's parents wrote. He put it all up on his wall, all the clippings, and then when he's riding, Betsy gets in and she's like, "Yo, I heard about you. How you doing?" And but you see now he had for the first time it seemed like he had a sense of self-worth. Like he was like, you know what, you had an opportunity to get me when I felt like I was nothing, and now I'm something. I'm somebody. I'm a hero, and I don't want you.
I don't know. I gotta look into an analysis of that ending, that because I see those articles all the time where they be like, movies ending explained, and I think I need an explainer because it wasn't that clear for me, man. Even that sequence where he runs in there, the way it's shot, like you said, it was to beat the censorship board, but it almost has like a dreamscape feel to it. And even when he drops off Betsy and the way she's looking in the rearview mirror, it's really weird, and it's kind of has me like I kind of feel like he died on that couch sometimes.
You know,
when I
or
watch it.
another thing, because remember, like after he 86'd everybody, he tried to 86 himself. He just ran out of bullets. So who knows? Maybe, like you said, maybe he didn't run out of bullets. Maybe he did actually off himself.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the ambiguity of the film that you know. It's weird.
Yeah,
man.
that is wild. And then, you know, we gotta before we just, you know, walk away from this this movie as a whole, we gotta talk about the heartbeat of this film, which is the score. You know what I'm saying? Dude. This music, I mean, it's a battle cry, dude. It's like when it first starts, it doesn't get jazzy at first. Like it starts off and it's almost like it's like you know, you about to you go on the front lines and you about to go get with it. You know what I'm saying? No ammunition. Like, give me an axe, I'm getting with it. You know, but then it gets all smooth, jazzy, and everything, and you know, you get this throughout the whole film, and it's kind of like it really just gives the tempo to the mind state of Bickle and what he's going through. Like when he's intensifying, the music kind of revs you up, and then when he's actually chilling, like when he was chilling watching TV porn, who pours schnapps on bread?
He was a nut. I saw that too.
I was like, bro, and
it looked like them Hawaiian rolls, Hawaiian
and milk, and then schnapps on the bread. But yeah, and then like you say, we get the Bickle training montage where my man is like, y'all 50 push-ups. That's when the music comes in.
That's when the music comes in. Because I think it's kind of cluing us in on what we should be concerned about, and that was when he started doing the training. That sinister part of the score.
He was getting ready, and you know, no, it's no smooth jazz.
Like we get the smooth jazz when he's trying to court Betsy and you know, things like that.
Yes. But when he's riding in the cab, it's always jazzy because I think in the cab he's comfortable. Yeah, you know what I mean. But
sometimes,
exactly. Yeah, but then dude. Yeah, when you get that training montage, you know it's about to go down, and he's like it's like you. And then with the music, you can tell he's gearing himself.
Man, don't got a TV. Even you look at his apartment.
He kicked his TV over.
Yeah, but his apartment was so
Oh, it was.
It makes sense why he wants to be in the cab.
It reminded me of like Joe's apartment or something.
Yeah, why he wanted to be in the cab. My cab better than the damn.
Yeah, yeah. And then I mean, like, did you see how small the doorway was? He was doing like chill. Like, I mean, it's like, dude, you can't even get your shoulders in there. Are you living in a closet?
Yeah, it's wild, man. But this thing is definitely great, man. It's a good watch, man. It still holds up. Like, I love films like this that are from this period that are actually good, man. Because we're like 70s too. There was still like heavy exploitation stuff, man. We'll probably get into some of that stuff over the course of the show, but this one is you could tell this is like a really auteur of a director that's doing this material, man.
Yes.
And it stands up, man. I don't know how it was received critically or if it got any awards, but this is one of them ones, man, that's just like
it has solidified its spot as like a top 100 movie, you know, on almost every platform. And you're right. Even though, you know, this is, you know, your quasi, you know, this is a 70s film, and you can tell, you can see it in the graininess of the film, but that adds to the gritty, raw, realistic value that this film has. This film feels real. It almost like you're not watching a movie, you're watching a documentary.
That documentary look, definitely. Like,
you know what I mean?
Things, it brought a lot to the table for filmmaking and just elevated the art in general, man, to a high degree.
Yeah, I mean, and it etched Scorsese's name in the minds of almost everybody who enjoys film. I mean, because you know this was the cornerstone. You get this, and then you backtrack and you watch films like Mean Streets or okay, we'll step outside the box, watch Raging Bull, which is great for a sport movie. But then once he taps into that, you know, that mafia life, he's given us mafia films that are.
By then, he's taking everything he's learned from these previous films and applying it to that, man.
And he doesn't shave or cut any corners on his product. He knows the importance of the camera angles and the dialogue and the music. I mean, it's just he has all the ingredients. Just, you know, one thing he needs to take out of his ingredients is all the racist stuff. You know what I mean? Outside of that, you
sprinkling that though. Keep that on deck, man.
Yeah.
Keep that right next to the salt and the pepper.
Yeah, he does. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm with him on everything else but that. I'm like, you know, don't put that on the steak.
That's his Old Bay.
Yeah, exactly.
Good. All right, man. We could probably wrap this up, man. This has been another episode of Classics of Cinematics. Check out Taxi Driver. Watch it again if you've seen it. If you haven't seen it, watch it, man. It'll hopefully, us talking about it won't dissuade you. But hearing this stuff, I know we put the spoiler warning on it, but it's still worth watching just to see it in play, man. Because there's still tons of stuff that we couldn't touch on, man. It's a great character study and a great film,
And yeah, like I said, this is movie magic at its finest hour. It's just great on. Like I said, it covers all its bases. You know what I'm saying? And it still holds up. You watch it, you're watching a vintage film, but that can still hold its weight and go blow for anything that just came out yesterday. So and like you said, every time you watch it, you might notice something new, and that's what makes movies great.
Notice my man got an afro.
Oh yeah, Albert Brooks. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, folks. That's it, man. It's been Classics Cinematics. You can catch us at Classics Cinematics on Instagram, and follow us, man, at FTC Net from the Canopy Network, so you can see all the shows that we do here. And this is me, Monk. You can catch me at Monkey Blood on Twitter and Instagram.
And it's Bobby Blockbuster. You can catch me on the gram at Bobby Blockbuster 118.
All right, folks. Peace.
Cybill Shepherd, Betsy. You know what I'm saying? And he instantly when he sees her, you can tell he's in awe. She's beautiful. She's got it going on, with the job situation and everything. And he actually, when he goes in there and he gets that rap down, he laid it down for her. He was like, yeah, you lonely, you looking for a guy like me? I was like, oh, all right, I see what you. So he reels her in, and then my man takes her to an X-rated movie theater.
Yeah, that's how detached he is, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
Doesn't think that like that's his routine, and weirdly he I don't know, man, he's going to pornography theaters regularly, like we go to regular movies.
Yeah,
he goes there regularly and just sits in there with his popcorn and looks intently.
Yeah, he's asking the chick. He was like, "You got any jujubes? Those last longer." I'm like, "What? What? Like you actually go in there and you're watching these films for the plot and premise?"
Well, but that's another thing too that shows he's so oblivious, because he even asked this woman out who works at the theater, and I'm like, there's no way she's going to date one of you creepy mugs that's coming up in here in the middle of the day sitting in there watching porn like it's nothing. Like, no, bro, he doesn't even get how awkward this is, man.
Yeah. And it's wild too, because you can tell, like, I think part of his mindset is because of the fact that he's not sleeping. They don't really lean into the whole post-traumatic stress situation as much as the fact that he don't sleep. I mean, right when he goes in there, when he wants to apply for the job, the cabbie job, he's like, man, I'll work any day, anytime. I'm up all night. I ride around anyway, so I figured I might as well get paid for it.
Yeah, he's an odd character, man. Like,
very
clearly
odd.
Something's wrong with this guy, man. He's not one to cheer for, which is interesting, man, to even make a movie like this at this time about a character that is essentially the bad guy, dude. Like, it's wild.